but to pray for them. Wow. You mean they stole my money, and I'm supposed to pray for them? Not that they get killed. Not that kind of prayer. Pray that, dear God, would you save them? Dear God, would you by your grace do a work in their life? We know you'll supply my need according to your riches and glory. We know that you'll give me everything I need, food and raiment, y'all have it. But Lord, what I'm asking you to do is do a work in their hearts to change their life. Let me say this, Christ is our example. We can see chapter 2, 21 through 25, or even here to where you're called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that we should follow in His steps. Now watch this. Who did no sin, neither was guile. Guile. That's deceit, deception, cunning, craftiness, trickery. Neither was any of that found in His mouth. Who, when He was reviled, watch this, reviled not again. He didn't speak up and fight against them. When they reviled Him, He did not come back and attack them. Is that not your tendency? Is that not your tendency? And the tendency inside your heart? To if somebody says something bad about you, to want to defend yourself or attack them? You say it doesn't happen. Oh, you must not watch politics at all. You must not. I mean, they call these people the leadership in America. And yet if the Republicans say something bad about a Democrat, the Democrats are going to come back and say something bad about the Republicans. And if once the Democrats say it, the Republicans are going to attack back. And then the Libertarians will attack back too. And then everybody else is going to get attacking. And the Independents will get involved in it. Everybody is going to get in a fight to defend their views. But Christ, when He was reviled not again. Oh, when He suffered, He threatened not, but committed Himself to Him that judges righteously. To His own self, watch this, bear our sins in His own body on the tree, that we being dead to sin should live unto righteousness, by whose stripes ye were healed. For ye were as sheep going astray, but now ye returned unto the shepherd and bishop of your soul. Christ is our example. Christ is our example. Then he gets into the practicality of this thing. And he deals with areas that are very touchy, personal areas. Coming into chapter 3. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband. Why? Wives, what's really hard, difficult to do, now watch this, if any obey not the word. What's hard to do when your husband wants his own way, to do his own thing, and doesn't want to do what God wants, wives, be in subjection to your own husband. That if ye obey not the word, that they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wife. While you hold your chaste conversation coupled with fear. Not fear of them, but fear of the Lord. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Why? He's telling you just like Christ. When He was reviled, reviled not again. When He was suffered, He's threatened not, but committed Himself to Him to judge righteously. He said, you're going to be like that. He said, don't try to win them. Watch this. By the adorning, whose adorning let it not be that of outward adorning, or plaiting of hair, or wearing of gold, or putting on of apparel. Now here's what he said. He didn't say anything was wrong with plaiting of hair, or wearing apparel, or gold. What he said is, listen, you're trying to win your husband. You're not going to win your husband by manipulation, by you dressing up, by you putting on a more alluring outfit. Don't let it be that. Let it be the hidden man in the heart that he sees. The things that are not, that he sees, he says, wow, she loves me even when I'm unlovable. Did not Christ do that? That's what he's saying here. Don't let it be those things that you're doing, but let it be the hidden man of the heart. And that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which in the sight of God is great price. Now go on that the old women, the holy women of old, they used to do, trusting and adorn themselves, being in subjection to their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord. She just yielded herself to him. He didn't just end with the wife stuff. It's difficult. It's impossible by natural things to do that as a wife. But he tells the husbands. He said, husbands. Now this is the personal relationship. These are the nearest and dearest relationships you have, are they not? And he said, you've got a problem with husbands and wives. Wives have a heart problem. How are you going to do this to your husband when you know him better than anybody knows him? He says, husbands, watch this. He goes on to tell them, likewise, you husbands, verse number 7, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. He said, even if the wife isn't doing it the way she's supposed to be doing it, you better understand, you ought to know who she is. You ought to know some of the struggles she has. You ought to know, husband, you ought to dwell with her according to the knowledge that she is struggling to, because she's got her own view on things. And husband who wants his own way and says, I'm going to have my way. And he ought to be. Now he's talking to Christian husbands because a lost man doesn't do this. That's why many a wife feels like she has to battle with her husband instead of winning him with the conversation and the meek and quiet spirit. But he tells a husband, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife. Remember, she's special to you. She has given up her own self to you, to have and to hold, to cherish, in good times and bad times, and husbands many a times. It's the husband who brings about the bad times. Say, why? Because we could have done so much better. Especially in that generation he was talking to. Remember these things, that you are heirs together, that your prayers be not hindered. Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it. Then he tells us, not only in a husband and wife relationship, but he tells them in the church relationship. Finally, be all of one mind, having compassion one to another. Love his brethren, be courteous. Of one mind. Now that does not mean that I need to have the same, I need to make my mind like Brother Jerry's mind. Or Brother Johnny's mind. Or one of the ladies' mind. It means I ought to have my mind focused on Christ and the will of God. You ought to have your mind focused on Christ and the will of God. One mind. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not robbery to be equal with God, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him a form of servant, and was made in the likeness of man. And being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death. He said, I've got one mind. And that is, I want to do the will of God. To do thy will, O God. That's what He came for. It's written in the volume of the book. Are we Christ-focused? Let me just ask these questions. Are we Christ-focused? Are we compassionate? Having compassion one of another? Or are we critical? You ever notice that? Now, this doesn't happen around here, but I've noticed it in some churches where everybody's critical of this and critical of that. They're critical of what somebody wears. They're critical of what somebody does. They're critical of somebody not doing this or accomplishing that. They become critical, not compassionate. We ought to be compassionate, having compassion one of another. Are we courteous? Look at this. Love as brethren. Be pitiful. Be courteous. Are we willing to esteem others better than ourselves? Let me just ask this question. That's what Christians are. Are we Christ-focused? Are we Christian in our behavior? Not rendering evil for really evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise blessing, knowing that you are thereunto called, that you should inherit the blessing. There's going to be times when somebody offends you. And you know what He says? When they offend you, don't offend back. That's how the church is supposed to be. That's how Christians are supposed to be. Then He asks the question, or He makes the statement, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that they speak no guile. Let him eschew evil and do good. Let him seek peace and ensue it. Which brings me to my title of my message. All that was building up to this simple thing. God hears, God sees, and God knows. He knows you, He sees you, and can I tell you, if you want good life, if you love life, you want to see good days, God has told us how, because His eyes, watch this, of the Lord over the righteous, and His ears open unto their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. I'll give you 3 thoughts and we're done. And they'll be quick. God hears what we say. God sees what we do. And God knows what we are. He hears if our speech is worthy. Look at this. He said, let him refrain his tongue from evil. Evil. Worthless speech. Speech of no value. Refrain our tongues from those things. Things that would cause hurt and not bring help. Let us refrain our lips or our tongue from evil. You and I, if we want to have good days, a good life, we need to refrain our tongues from things that are not good. Things that would harm instead of help. We ought to build one another up in the most holy faith. We ought to encourage one another to love and the good works, provoking them through our speech, sound speech, that exalts the Lord and edifies the brethren. Our word, He hears our speech. Is our speech worthy or worthless? That's a fair question. Is our speech vital? Guile? Is it crafty? Trying to manipulate? Watch, that's what He says. And that in His lips that they speak no guile. Neither was guile found in His mouth. He was not trying to manipulate. Sometimes you'll find somebody trying to get you to come and see their way of things. And instead of just being honest with you, that the reason they want to get you on their side is because they're against what the preacher said or against what somebody else wants to do. You know what they do? They start trying to manipulate you. Oh, that's a beautiful outfit you're wearing today. Oh, you know what they do? They flatter you. And when they do that, then the next thing you know, they get you to thinking, oh, they're good people. That's wily. That's God. Our lips speak no guile. He hears of our speech. Is it worthy or worthless? Is it wily or is it wondrous? He sees if we flee youthful lust. You'll see that again. You'll notice that. He says, let him eschew evil. Eschew. That word means to run away from. Flee it. Timothy tells us to flee youthful lust. I mean, things that will defile us, things that will hurt us. Run away from it. Do we flee those things? Or do we try to get as close to the edge as we can, letting those in our life? Oh, he sees what we do. He sees what you do when no one else sees what you do. He sees what you do when you're by yourself. He sees what you read, he sees what you watch, he sees what you type on your computer. He sees it when nobody else sees it. Do you flee youthful lust? Do you follow righteousness? He sees if we follow righteousness. Is that not what he tells us? Let him eschew evil and do good? The opposite of fleeing evil is following righteousness. Follow righteousness and peace with all men. I mean, that's what we're to do. Follow righteousness. You and I are supposed to live right, walk right, talk right. We ought to be doing things that will be helpful to people. What did you do good today? Did you get up and argue? Did you do things with a joyous attitude? Or did you just do them because you had to? Were you begrudging? Do good. How are we? He knows, or he hears what we say, he sees what we do, and he knows what we are. Look at this. He knows what we seek after. He said, let him seek peace. And he knows what we long after. Does that know what he says? And ensue it. That word ensue means give over to. It means to press toward. It means a strong pursuit of. He says to seek peace. Peace in our heart. The only way of peace in our heart is to love righteousness, the work of righteousness, and peace, and the effect of righteousness. He is our peace. So seek Him and pursue hard after Him. Long for Him, who is our peace. He says if we love life and see good days, that's what we'll do. God sees, God hears, and God knows. And His eyes are over the righteous. He knows all about it. He knows what you're going through. Wives, He knows how your husbands are. He knows how hard it is to be submissive. Men at work or anything like that, children, He knows how your parents are. Men at work and women at work. He knows how your bosses are. He sees the whole thing. Husbands, He knows what your wives are like. He sees it all. And He says, if He said, if we love life and see good days, just remember that He sees it all. And therefore, let us do what He says. He's our example. How many of you had somebody try to beat you when you didn't do anything wrong? Put you to death. You not say anything bad about it. Christ, the only one I know of. Christ, the only one I know of. The only others I know of are Christians who have yielded because they've yielded to Christ and the Holy Ghost. Why? Because our natural tendency is to defend ourselves and to think, first of all, for ourselves and of ourselves. Is that not true? So if you love life and see good days, just remember, He sees what you'll go through. See, He's right with His suffering saints. He's right with those that are pilgrims just passing through, are different from the world, that are wanting to live for God. He's right with us and telling us, look, I know what you're going through. I've been through it. I can't tell you I know what you're going through, but He can. Would you love life? Do you want good days? Oh, look away unto Jesus. We all. Our Father, we thank You for the good.